If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Welcome back to the Dick Morris and Doug DePiro show, sponsored by the Patriot Gold Group.
Hello, Dick Morris. Hello, audience.
Barack Obama was largely, his administration was seen as a success, largely because he killed Osama bin Laden. And ultimately, all of his administration was judged by that one fact. Joe Biden even attempted to say he was in the room when the decision was made to hit bin Laden.
That's funny.
So he claimed credit for it, too. But the key thing was killing bin Laden was absolutely the core of the United States actions during the Obama administration. Now killing of Khomeini, Ayatollah Khomeini, is an act of similar importance.
Wait, I think Vinny, one of our guys here, said this guy is down the Ayatollah.
Yeah, right.
Down the Ayatollah.
But the eliminating the Ayatollah, killing him, has got to be one of the most significant things that could ever happen. And the fact that Trump was able to pull it off with only 3 Americans being killed.
Yeah, it's 3 too many.
That is absolutely beyond belief incredible. And the implications are huge, huge. Iran is absolutely the center of global terrorism. And the way we've been working hard on trying to stop Iran from sponsoring terrorism throughout the world, and we've been doing it by cutting off their oil supply and trying to embargo Iranian oil so nobody buys it. But the fact of the matter is that as long as Iran existed and as long as the Ayatollah ran Iran, terrorism was going to go on throughout the world. And all of the various terror groups, the Houthis in the Red Sea, the Hezbollah, Hamas, all of them get their money and their support from Iran.
And Obama when he gave him money.
Yeah, right.
And Biden when he released $16 billion or something like that,
right.
Sure.
Right. We often forget that, Doug.
Yeah.
But the point is that taking out Iran, taking out the Ayatollah, was absolutely fundamental. It's the most important thing that President Trump has done in the White House, either term. And it will be the most important thing through the end of his term.
Down the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, being able to kill the Ayatollah was incredible, unbelievable. You know, it reminds me of what happened in the Clinton administration when they tried to kill bin Laden. We had 3 very good chances to kill bin Laden. One where we knew where he was, we confirmed that he was there, confirmed that a missile strike would have killed him. And the CIA said, this is the best chance we'll ever have to kill bin Laden.
And Janet Reno said, doesn't look good.
No, then Bill Clinton canceled it because he was worried that there would be collateral damage, that other people would be killed and that he would be blamed for it. But it isn't only Bill Clinton's fault. It was the Republicans' fault, too, because the Republicans chose this time, when this was happening, to demand that Trump testify in the Monica Lewinsky scandal and that Clinton testify in that scandal. And Clinton knew that he was politically weak because of that, and he was scared to kill Iranians in a raid on bin Laden, and he canceled the mission.
That's why I never liked him, ever.
And so 9/11 would not have happened if the Lewinsky scandal had not happened.
No, if Clinton was just a strong president and he stood up like a man.
Well, but if the Republicans hadn't pushed the point about Lewinsky and threatened him with impeachment and removal, Clinton would not have canceled that airstrike.
He shouldn't have canceled it anyway.
And bin Laden would have been killed.
No, he shouldn't have canceled it anyway. I don't care. It's not the Republicans' fault. He was I can't say what I want to say. He was a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And he should have done it anyway and dealt with Monica on another. Too bad. Look at Trump under impeachment. How many times his first term?
Twice.
Right? And he still did what he had to do. He didn't care. And he said to me once, I said to him, I go, this is horrible. He goes, Dougie, they're never going to stop. They're going to come at me constantly, and I'm just going to keep doing it. I never forgot that. Early on, he said that.
Right. So the accomplishment of Donald Trump in killing the Ayatollah is unbelievably important.
Oh,
and,
so great.
It's the key to winning the global war on terror.
Love it.
But more importantly, China is totally dependent on imported oil. They make no oil, 3 million barrels a day, and they use 90 million a day. They're totally dependent on imports.
That's the real number? Wow.
Yeah, totally dependent on imports. And the imports largely come from Iran, Russia too.
I thought Russia.
But Iran. And by stopping the Ayatollah from having power, it deals a critical blow to China. And
well, why can't a new administration then sell the oil to China?
Oh, the Iranians? They won't because Trump won't let them.
The secondary embargo, whatever.
Not just secondary, but if they try to do that, Trump will go after them. And the new regime in Iran is not going to be the Ayatollah. It's not going to have the power that he does. He has the power because he toppled the Shah, and that gave him tremendous leverage. And he's a spiritual leader as well as a political leader, and he had tremendous power. The fact that he doesn't anymore, that he's not there, completely cripples Iran's capacity to act.
Do you have any insight who you think might pop up, or no?
No, I
really.
don't, but
it's
it
really
doesn't
hard.
matter. They're not going to have the street cred, as you would say, to be able to run Iran, particularly not with...
You think they're going to have an honest vote? Like they're actually going to vote for someone?
No.
And he's going to still
but
be...
you're going to have... You've had 30,000 people in the street who were killed by the regime in the last couple of weeks. And with that kind of turmoil and that kind of opposition, they can't replace Khomeini with another guy like him.
Another Khomeini,
They
right.
just can't.
Right.
And they can't continue to be anathema to the rest of the world. Iran's whole idea of developing nuclear power was to be able to tell the world to get lost.
You know the way Trump talked about with Maduro? You know, we're going to not take over, but we're going to move in there. We're going to show them what. Do you think he might think about doing that with Iran or no?
No, he can't because Iran's 90 million people. But he will do it.
What's the difference between Iran and Venezuela? That 90 million?
Venezuela is about 20 million.
Just
but
because of that
population.
Because of that number, he won't.
Yeah. But he may do it with Cuba, just 10 million. He's spoken about the idea of a friendly takeover of Cuba.
Yeah, put Rubio there.
Yeah, and
I know you keep telling me.
And that's really possible.
I believe he could do that.
No, he can't.
I know, but
what he can do is, and will do, I think, is by cutting off the oil supply to Cuba, by killing Maduro.
Which he's doing right now.
Yeah, by taking Maduro captive. He's forcing Cuba into a really, really tight bind. They don't have oil at all. In fact, they're running out so immediately.
Next month.
Yeah.
By next month, it could be dark.
Exactly. And the whole idea is that if China has been the major buyer of Venezuelan oil, and by using shipping arrangements and debt leverage to lock Caracas into dependence while expanding Beijing's influence across Latin America, Venezuelan oil has kept Cuba going. And by cutting it off, they really are basically cutting China off from its energy supply.
Cuba, you mean?
Cutting Cuba off.
Cuba.
Yeah. And it is incredible that Trump has figured out how to do this. Routing those barrels of oil to American ports allows the refineries in the U.S. to continue to operate. They can't operate now because the Venezuelan oil is too heavy. But and they were about to close, but now they'll be kept open because we'll continue to get.
Well, our refineries are a little bit ancient, and they were built and designed to take the crude, the heavy crude oil.
Yeah, that's right.
Not as fine oil that we get from our rigs, right? So it will be perfect for us for refining that very, I don't know, I think they call it heavy crude. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's just heavier.
Yeah.
You know, and we are set up for that.
But the key point, the overwhelming point here, is getting rid of the Ayatollah has got to have been the top American foreign policy objective since he took over in 1979. And Trump has accomplished that. Every other leader tried. We had endless bombing attacks to try, and he did it. The way he did it, by the way, was incredible. What he really did was in bombing Iran, the first time he did surgical strikes aiming at their nuclear capacity and their enrichment facilities. But the second time, he took that restriction off, and he said, kill the Ayatollah for me. And the result is that we bombed very heavily in Tehran, so heavily that we basically decimated the whole neighborhood in which his people lived. Mm-hmm. We killed him. We killed the Ayatollah.
Right.
We killed his daughter. We killed his son-in-law.
Right.
We killed like 6 members of his family.
Right. Good.
And
not good, but too bad.
Good. Great.
Yeah. Right.
Wonderful.
Too bad.
Good riddance.
That's right.
And it's so incredible if he was able
You know
to
where
do
they're
that.
going to get hit economically, Iran, is the guy that sells all those black sheets. Because all the women are taking that crap right off. So the guy that sells the bed sheets, the black ones with the holes in them,
That's
so
cute.
You can see, he's going to lose his.
He's going to lose his shirt.
Sure. Why does everything have to be a joke with you, more? That's pretty funny.
Okay, when we come back.
Why? No, we got 4 more
2
minutes.
Good.
Yeah.
The dimensions of the economic resurgence under Trump is incredible, and I just wanted to go through it and explain it piece by piece, because it's easy to put it together and say, oh, isn't it great? But look at how massive it is. First of all, Trump ended Biden inflation. He slashed inflation from 9% under Biden. Cost of everything from cars to groceries to housing grew at their fastest level since Jimmy Carter. And now Trump has pushed inflation down to close to 3%.
That's unbelievable.
Inflation will fall to historic lows. He's proven 16 Nobel Prize economists who said you couldn't have an economy growing like this and not have inflation. He proved them to be wrong.
Wow.
By Trump's deportation policies, he has succeeded in reducing crime across the country by enormous amounts.
Violent crime.
In fact, the murder rate is now lower than it's been since 1900.
That's so
the days
unbelievable.
of Chicago, Murder, Inc., and Al Capone and Dillinger.
No, it's true. No. You know, it's funny. I was at a light yesterday. I was on my motorcycle in Connecticut, and there were protesters. The King, you know, whatever they do with these stupid signs. Oh, no more King or whatever. And I was 2 feet from the protester because I was sitting at a light for a good 2 minutes, and I had to open up my big Italian mouth. I go, Trump's great, or whatever I said, right? And I'm on the bike, and so they hit me with the megaphone, and some guy almost was like, why? Why do you say that? And I threw that out at him. Yeah. I said, look what he's doing to the economy.
And that
and
was
the
even
inflation.
before we killed the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
And you don't see it only as a cost of living issue, but illegal immigration has been cut by 99.9%.
That's unbelievable. That's
now,
pretty
when
much
illegal
it.
immigrants come to the United States, they have to live somewhere. Some live on the street, but mainly they move into housing.
Yeah, 20 in one little room.
And that has driven up the cost of housing enormously. Rents have increased tremendously because of illegal immigration. It's not the illegal immigrants move into the apartment you wanted, because they don't. But they drive up the demand for housing, and the supply is limited. And that has resulted in dramatic increases in the cost of living. And Trump cutting crime like this is having a big impact in draining it down. Trump has drained the swamp. The federal government employment is down over 300,000 workers under Trump, and the lowest percentage of Americans working for the government in decades. And that has resulted in the middle-class income surging. During Trump's 5 years as president, real household income, adjusted for inflation, rose by $9,000.
Wow.
So you're literally $9,000.
Per household per year?
Per
Is that what I'm seeing?
Per year.
And it was $500 with Biden.
Well, Biden rose it by $500.
And Trump did it $9,000.
In his 5 years as president, he's raised real household income for the middle class by closer to $9,000.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
$10,000 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's a major raise.
And in this year, the one we're in right now, everybody is getting a $2,400
Hold on.
raise.
That's about,
because of that.
That's $800-900 a month more.
That's
a
right.
lot of jack. You could pay, some of your mortgage or your rent or a car payment a lot easier.
And just this year, 25, last year, median family income rose by almost $2,400, adjusted for inflation under Trump. $1,600 to middle-class salaries. The average family in 1 year is $4,000 richer under Trump. The average American family in 1 year is $4,000 richer. Now, everybody says that, hey, people don't realize that, and it's not reflected in the polls, and people still say they don't approve of Trump's economic policies. But they don't know what they are, and they're gradually finding out.
It's a slow march.
Yeah.
It's that slow march.
And you have a great metaphor about.
Yeah, when you lose weight, you don't try to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds in a week. You try to lose a half or 1 pound a week. And the slower you lose it, the longer it stays solid with you. You lose it, right? And people don't see it the first couple of weeks. Like, hey, people that see you all the time don't see it at all. People all of a sudden that see you in a month later, go, oh, you lost some weight. That's exactly what this economy is going to do with Trump. Yeah. They're not seeing it, $10, $100. When it becomes $1,000 or whatever, when they feel that money in the pocket, like all of a sudden you see the skinny guy 2 months later, hey, you lost a lot of weight. That's when they're going to, and that's perfect timing for the midterms.
And don't forget the other aspect of it. Trump has increased the 401ks by $25,000. Or 17%, adjusted for inflation. So 401k balances have increased dramatically, and that means that you really have a retirement plan, which before he did this, you didn't. So when you combine the killing of the Ayatollah with this news about the economy, this is a cinch. Trump is going to keep Congress. He's going to win the midterms. And he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest presidents we've ever had.
I already believe. I said that to the protesters yesterday. He's the best president. And I don't usually get loud at these things. I kind of shut up and just say, what?
And you're in the bike and they're in the car.
And they got rocks and things. I don't care. Let me tell you. Yeah, come at me. Yeah, Please do. Please do. I'll at least take three of them down.
When we come back, we'll talk about Trump doing a major deal with pesticides and seemingly pro-pesticide, but in fact really effective.
And we also have to talk about his State of the Union.
Yeah.
Eventually. Right. And then we'll have Roxana on right after that.
It was such a great State of the Union.
When we get back. Oh, that was amazing. When we get back.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.